Hey, Dodgers fans. Today we're diving deep into some of the most exciting developments around Major League Baseball and specifically what they could mean for our Los Angeles Dodgers. The offseason is already buzzing, and the talk of the league centers around one name in particular, Tarik Skubba. This pitcher has been nothing short of phenomenal over the last few seasons, winning back-to-back Cy Young Awards in the American League, a feat that hasn't been achieved since the late 1990s. His dominance on the mound has made him one of the most coveted players in baseball, and naturally, every team that is serious about contention has an eye on him. But how realistic is it that he moves this offseason? And could the Dodgers realistically land him if the situation develops? Let's break it all down and look at every angle. Skubba's performance over the past season was simply exceptional. He finished with an earned run average of 2.21, a whip well below .9, and nearly 200 innings pitched. He struck out 241 batters while allowing just 6.5 hits per 9 innings. That kind of consistency, coupled with his age, he's just 29 right now, makes him a prime target for trade discussions. Detroit, of course, recognizes his value and has indicated that they intend to contend again next year. They are a team on the rise, having come agonizingly close to the American League Championship Series, and Scubba is very much the centerpiece of that plan. Despite that, there's tension in the air because contract extension talks have reportedly stalled. Detroit's offer was said to be less than $80 million over 4 years, leaving a considerable gap between what the player might expect and what the team is willing to commit. When the numbers are that far apart, it naturally sparks speculation, and that's where trade rumors gain traction. Even though the Tigers have publicly maintained that they see Scubba as a vital part of their future, the reality is that his market value is enormous. A pitcher of his caliber at this stage of his career doesn't come around often. Teams in need of a top-of-the-rotation starter could be willing to pay a premium to acquire him, which makes the situation especially interesting for a team like the Dodgers. Los Angeles already boasts a strong starting rotation, featuring players like Yoshi Yamamoto, the reigning World Series MVP, along with Blake Snell, Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glass, Emmett Sheehan, and Roy Sasaki. Each of these pitchers brings unique strengths to the table, and when you add Gavin Stone and River Ryan into the mix, the rotation looks formidable on paper. Still, there's always value in adding another elite pitcher to an already strong staff, particularly someone who could dominate games the way Scubba does. The question then becomes not whether the Dodgers would benefit from acquiring him. They undoubtedly would, but whether Scubba could realistically be made available. If Detroit decides that keeping him is non-negotiable, the Dodgers might not even get a chance to bid. On the other hand, if extension talks continue to stall, the Tigers may find themselves reconsidering the best path forward. From a strategic standpoint, trading Scubba now could yield a massive return in prospects or other valuable assets, setting up Detroit for long-term stability, even if it means temporarily losing a cornerstone pitcher. Meanwhile, the Dodgers would have the chance to enhance an already elite rotation, potentially giving them an even stronger edge for a championship run. For Dodgers fans, there's also the matter of insurance against injuries and consistency over the long season. Even the best rotations can be vulnerable when injuries strike, and having a player of Scubba's quality could make all the difference when it comes to deep postseason runs. While Los Angeles may already appear set in their rotation, the reality of baseball is that flexibility and depth are invaluable. The idea of adding someone who has proven capable of dominating at the highest level is incredibly appealing. Not only does it reinforce the starting rotation, but it also sends a strong message to the rest of the league that the Dodgers are willing to make aggressive moves to stay at the top. There's also the interesting dynamic of contract considerations and future planning. Scubba will be a free agent after the 2026 season, which means any team acquiring him now needs to consider the long-term commitment and potential for an extension. The Dodgers have resources and organizational structure to handle such negotiations, and if they can align the right incentives, it could become one of the most significant acquisitions of the offseason. The calculus isn't just about this season. It's about building a rotation that can dominate for multiple years, which is precisely what elite franchises aim to do. Scubba, with his track record and peak performance level, fits that mold perfectly. It's the kind of move that could tilt the balance of power in the National League, especially if he integrates smoothly with a roster already stacked with talent and championship experience. Now, beyond the stats and projections, there's also the intangible factor of Scubba's presence on a team like the Dodgers. Having a pitcher who has achieved such recognition and maintained high-level performance adds confidence not only to the players around him, but also to the entire organization. It's a signal that the team is serious about contending, and it can influence everything from clubhouse culture to strategic planning on the field. Teams that have elite pitchers often find that their rotations dictate the tone of the season, setting the tempo in both close games and long stretches of the schedule. Scubba has that type of impact, and for a team like Los Angeles, it's hard to overstate how much a pitcher of his caliber could influence outcomes across a season. All of this leads to a fascinating off-season scenario. The Tigers are publicly committed to retaining Scubba. The Dodgers have depth, but could always use more elite pitching, and multiple other teams are circling as potential suitors. It creates a high-stakes environment where strategy, timing, and negotiation will be critical. Every decision, from Detroit's willingness to extend or trade him to Los Angeles' approach in pursuing such a deal, will shape the narrative of the offseason. And with Scubba turning 30 after the 2026 season, teams are not just considering his immediate impact. They're factoring in longevity and the potential for continued dominance. This isn't just a matter of a single trade. It's about long-term positioning and securing a competitive advantage in one of the most dynamic and high-stakes leagues in professional sports. As we move deeper into the potential scenarios for Tarik Scubba and the Dodgers, it's important to consider not just the financial and statistical aspects, but also the broader strategic implications. Los Angeles, despite having a strong rotation, has experienced firsthand how quickly injuries or slumps can alter the course of a season. A team can have depth, but the difference between winning a pennant and falling short often comes down to having that extra ace in the rotation, someone who can dominate on the mound and take control of critical games. Scubba's ability to perform at an elite level consistently is exactly the type of asset that could push the Dodgers from contenders to champions. The question isn't only about his immediate contribution, but about how he could influence the dynamics of the clubhouse, the confidence of the lineup, and a strategy that the coaching staff can employ over a long, grueling season. From a tactical standpoint, adding a pitcher like Scubba offers options that simply aren't available with most rotations. He can be counted on to go deep into games, providing stability and reducing the strain on the bullpen. This is particularly crucial in the playoffs, where having a reliable starter can change the entire complexion of a series. Imagine the Dodgers heading into a potential National League Championship Series with Scubba on the mound for Game 1 or Game 2. His presence alone would alter how opponents approach each at-bat, how managers make substitutions, and even how the Dodgers construct their pitching matchups. The psychological impact of having a Cy Young winner in the rotation cannot be understated. It's not just about raw numbers or innings pitched. It's about the intimidation factor, the strategic leverage, and the reassurance it brings to a team that is chasing another championship. At the same time, there's the financial and contractual component to navigate. Scubba's upcoming free agency after the 2026 season means that any acquisition now is intertwined with future negotiations. The Dodgers have experience managing elite talent and structuring deals that balance immediate impact with long-term sustainability. There's a delicate balance between acquiring a player who can contribute right now and ensuring that the organization remains flexible for future seasons. Scubba is an interesting case because his performance trajectory is still trending upward, and his age, turning 30 after next season, isn't a limitation but rather a peak point where experience and physical capability intersect. Any team acquiring him will be weighing his ability to deliver dominance now against the risk of potential decline in the years to follow. But for the Dodgers, this risk is mitigated by their organizational depth and ability to plan strategically around a multi-year championship window. The market for Scubba is intense, and the competitive landscape adds another layer to this narrative. Teams like the Mets, Orioles, Yankees, Red Sox, and Giants are all reportedly in contention to acquire him, creating a high-stakes bidding environment. The Dodgers, while not necessarily first in line, are clearly among the top contenders, which gives them leverage but also requires careful planning. Making a move for a player of this caliber isn't just about throwing resources at the problem. It's about constructing a proposal that aligns with the needs of the Tigers while preserving the Dodgers' future flexibility. This requires insight into the market, understanding Detroit's priorities, and anticipating the strategies of rival teams. It's a complex chess game where timing, offer structure, and strategic foresight could determine whether the Dodgers end up adding one of the most dominant pitchers in the league or watching another team secure him first. The potential acquisition also raises questions about roster management and positional balance. Adding Scubba could shift the Dodgers' pitching hierarchy, potentially affecting innings allocation, rotation order, and bullpen usage. Players like Tyler Glass, Emmett Sheen, and Roy Sasaki offer promising depth, but integrating a Cy Young winner requires careful orchestration to maximize impact while maintaining morale and cohesion. The coaching staff would need to adjust their approach, potentially rotating pitchers to optimize matchups and preserve arms over a long season. The key isn't just adding talent. It's ensuring that the talent is utilized in a way that amplifies team performance across a grueling schedule. With Scubba, the Dodgers would gain a true ace who can dictate terms in every start, but the ripple effects across the rotation and bullpen need careful consideration. Another dimension to this story is the risk assessment inherent in any high-profile trade. While Scubba has been exceptional, the nature of pitching is such that even elite players can experience variability. Longevity, health, and performance trends all factor into the evaluation. The Dodgers are fortunate to have extensive analytical resources, historical data, and scouting insight to assess these risks more accurately than many teams. Still, there's always an element of uncertainty. Baseball is unpredictable, and even the most dominant pitchers face challenges. That said, Scubba's track record, including back-to-back Cy Young wins, demonstrates both durability and peak performance, making him a comparatively low-risk acquisition in a sport where certainty is rare. The timing of any move is also critical. The off-season calendar, combined with trade deadlines and free agency windows, creates pressure points that require strategic acumen. If the Dodgers wait too long, other teams may seize the opportunity to act first. Acting too early, however, could result in overpaying or misjudging the Tigers' willingness to negotiate. This balancing act highlights the importance of precise timing and careful negotiation, which can ultimately determine the success or failure of pursuing a player like Scubba. For fans, the drama of this process is part of what makes baseball so compelling. The anticipation, speculation, and strategic maneuvering all contribute to the narrative that unfolds long before the first pitch of the next season. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Shockwaves seem to be rippling through the baseball world as whispers turn into a roar. Mookie Betts, one of the most electrifying talents in the game, reportedly announced his departure from the Los Angeles Dodgers in a press conference that left fans and insiders alike scrambling for answers. Sources close to the superstar suggest that the announcement was far from spontaneous. Rumors indicate a simmering tension within the Dodgers clubhouse and management circles that may have finally reached a breaking point. Insiders speculate that Betts, who has been a cornerstone for the Dodgers since his arrival, might be eyeing a return to the East Coast, where family ties and past connections could influence his next move. While nothing is confirmed, industry chatter hints at several high-profile teams already making discreet inquiries, quietly assessing whether the league's most feared hitter could fit into their roster for an explosive impact next season. Meanwhile, Dodgers fans are left grappling with disbelief, flooding social media with everything from heartbreak to conspiracy theories. Some insiders suggest the departure could be motivated by more than just financial considerations. Whispers of disagreements over playing time, team direction, or even clubhouse culture have been circulating in baseball circles for weeks. Others wonder if Betts is leveraging his status for a blockbuster contract or simply seeking a new challenge before the peak of his prime years slips by. While official statements remain scarce, the buzz is undeniable. From casual fans to seasoned analysts, everyone seems to be speculating on what this could mean for Major League Baseball. Could the Dodgers pivot quickly to fill the void, or are they facing a seismic shift in their championship aspirations? Meanwhile, agents and scouts are reportedly working overtime, quietly evaluating trade packages, potential suitors, and the ripple effect of a Betts exit on team dynamics across the league. One thing is certain, the baseball world is holding its breath. Every rumor, every insider tip, every casual whisper on social media now carries weight, as speculation builds on where one of the game's brightest stars could land next. For now, the mystery lingers, and fans are left to wonder. Will this be the start of a new dynasty elsewhere, or just the next chapter in a story that has already captured the hearts of millions? That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.